Here's Girls, Season 3, Episode 2, titled Truth or Dare, based on the game that we've all played most of us played when we were kids, the fun game. And basically, the theme of this episode is about how much truth do you really want to have. So here you have a road trip of Hannah going in with her boyfriend and Shoshana going to pick up Jessa at a rehab center, and Jessa is kicked out, of course, and she goes through all her shenanigans, and she kind of has this kind of really strange relationship with an older English man. But the theme of this episode is when Hannah at the end basically starts giving Jessa a verbal speech about how upset she is with her, and she basically starts asking her questions about why'd you do this, and then Hannah all of a sudden stops and goes, you know what, I love you, and hugs her and basically says, I'm just happy to see you again. And really what that scene is about is that how much do you really want to know? Hannah is kind of in a good place in episode 2 where she's got a boyfriend, and Adam, who she loves. She's trying to figure out her own conviction of who she is and what she wants to do. She's writing, and she's making somewhat of a living as a writer, and people are seeing her work, and people are giving her praise, and she's happy with her life. So the more truth that comes out, the more she'll realize that she's not as happy as she expected. There's a lot of smoking mirrors going on in her life, which happens to many of us. But then the more truth she finds out about about her life, the more sadness she'll have. So then basically she just stops, and she doesn't want to know too much about what Jess is going through, because she knows that the more she hears, the more sadness she'll begin. But of course, life doesn't really work that way, where eventually the truth catches up to you, and eventually the smoke and mirrors become very clear, and actually too clear, and then you actually become more sad as the time goes by. It's something you learn in your 20s. Deal with your conflict right away. Deal with the truth right away, because it's going to catch up to you, and when it does, it bites you times 10. So you might as well deal with it now. But then again, that's what the show's all about. It's about being alive in the recession era, information age, the crazy world that we live in, the first generation to really kind of take in this whole information age. There's no mentors to really look up to them because they haven't experienced it. So they're all alone, and it's kind of an interesting show that's going to stand the test of time for years to come. That's my review.